All right, addicts, check this out. We have Sucker with us tonight. Gang, how you doing?
Hey. You have 2/3 of Sucker anyway. We're missing a Jansen. He's on his home planet, so.
Okay.
You're missing the darker side of Sucker.
Very cool. So, you want to take a second and tell us who you are and what you do in the band?
All right, we are Sucker. We play rock and roll. I am Candy V. I do vocals and play bass, and I'm with our drummer, Tim. And Jansen plays guitar, but like I said, he's back at a drum, so he's not here right now.
I provide cigarettes as well.
He also provides cigarettes. It's parade day here in our hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania, so everybody's really drunk today, including me. So.
Yeah, I got a bit of a buzz, so. So, how long you guys known each other? When did Sucker first come about?
Well, I started Sucker in 2009 with two completely different people. But I've known the current members, Tim and Jansen, for a while. I've known Tim forever, and it's taken us a while, but we finally all came together to make Sucker what it's supposed to be. So we've been doing this as this group since February of last year, and we went right into the studio once Tim joined and recorded our EP, which we released in the summer. And now we're about to release our full length, which is due out March 15th.
Very cool, very cool. Now, how'd you come up with the name Sucker?
Somebody always asks. It's kind of a dirty name, so, and my name's Sandy, and I like lollipops, so, you know, you wouldn't think that that's how we were going to do it, but it's like a play on words. Sucker, actually, its a logo is a lollipop, so.
Cool. All right, cool.
It has nothing to do with blowjobs, actually.
No, not at all.
No.
It's a multifaceted name.
So, tell us about the songwriting. Is their lead person? Is it a group effort?
I wrote a lot of the bass lines to start. I was with Sucker from the beginning. We released an EP with the original members in 2010, the summer of 2010. But before we started playing our first live shows, the guys that I originally did the album with didn't want to stay and play the show, so I had a bunch of friends come in, and we spent a year playing, and then I finally got Tim and Jansen situated, and since then, we've been playing together. The songwriting it's mostly me and Jansen. A lot of the stuff that we originally had, he redid the guitar parts for, but then all the new stuff we came out after that has been a group effort, mostly between me and Jansen. We spent a good 6 months without a drummer, so we pretty much stayed in Jansen's bedroom with the drum machine and wrote the songs that we had until we brought Tim in, and then we went in and we recorded the album. So
Cool.
I wrote all the grooves, though.
he did.
Cool. Now, how would you describe your sound to people?
We're hard rock mostly. We're female fronted. I draw a lot of my influence from hair metal and stuff. Jansen listened to Nintendo. He didn't even like music until he started getting into video games. So it's an interesting mix, but it all comes together pretty well. It's pretty much hard rock. It's really upbeat. The tempos are upbeat. You can dance to it. It's good stuff. It's just for having a good time.
Cool.
Yeah, I listen to death metal and hip hop, so I don't know how I ended up in this band. It works. It works well.
So, now, you guys play a lot of live shows. What would you say are the best and the worst things about playing the gigs?
The worst thing is not being able to hear what's going on stage. The best thing is just the energy of the people and the band and the music. Go ahead. I'm drunk.
We bring like our own PA and everything, because most of the bars and stuff we play at don't even have a PA. So we're kind of responsible for not only our own sound and running the sound, but the sound of all the other bands.
Yeah, we usually do gigs with one or two more bands, sometimes three. It's a group effort.
So that's I personally like it. It's hard when you can't hear, and it's even harder when it's like I'm done playing at 11. I'll stay till 12 or so, but like 3 o'clock in the morning is not when I want to be leaving and going home. But usually we have to pack up the sound equipment, so We don't get to leave till about 3 o'clock in the
We like to stay and support the other bands anyway. You know, they're coming to play our shows, so.
Cool, cool. Now, how about the most fucked up gig you guys ever had?
Oh, shit.
together, or like separately, even in other bands.
Oh, whichever.
Bands and stuff. So
actually, this incarnation of Sucker, we only got about 8 shows underneath our belt.
8 real shows.
8 real shows. I don't know what the most fucked up show would be. What do you think?
I think for the most part we've been really lucky because we generally don't deal with bands that are going to cancel at the last minute or like bars and stuff that are going to try to fuck us over for money. So for the most part, like we've had pretty good luck.
Yeah, the only issue maybe has been sound, but other than that, no, it's been pretty good. Nothing terrible has happened. The sky hasn't fallen down upon us at all yet.
Well, I guess that's probably one of the cool things about this area is like the loyalty as far as like other bands, the fans, the venues. There's a lot of loyalty.
It's true. It's not like the bands are competing with one another. We all come together to support one another. Like we'll play a show with other bands, and then when we're done with our set, you'll see that band standing in front, rocking out. And we could say the same for ourselves. As soon as we're done, we'll hang out and listen to the other bands. And we usually play with friends of ours, bands that we really like and that we know personally. So it's nice to support. You'll.
Even on our off days, we still go to see other bands in the area play that we know and we're friends with. And
yeah.
Even bands that we don't know, just to kind of scout for new talent, because there's only so many bands in the area that are good to play with us because of our sound.
Right.
So it's always, it's a constant process of like going to see other bands we don't know and going to see the bands that we know so that we can show support. Because then they'll come to our shows when they're not playing, and it's good. Everybody around here, it's like the snake that eats its own tail, Everybody's enjoying each other, and before we know it, it'll be 10 years from now, and yeah.
Right.
Even tonight, for the first time ever, I think I'm off tonight, so when we're done here, I'm going to go out and see a few bands play tonight on parade day, so.
Cool. So now, the first song I want to play tonight is Circus. What can you tell us about that tune?
That song is actually not a true story, which is weird because most of them are pulled from actual experiences that I've had. It's loosely. We're actually going to shoot our first video to that song. It's about some chick going to a bar and she had her eye on this guy and he's just broken up with somebody and she wants to get with him, but he's still hung up on the other girl and she's just trying to convince him that it's all right. They should just go upstairs together, and that's pretty much what the whole song is about.
Cool. All right, Annex.
True story from my life.
There you go.
All right, Annex, check this out. This is Circus from Sucker, and we'll be right back.
She can't fix 'cause she won't
All right, Annex, we are back with a Sucker. Gang, how you doing?
Pretty good. We're still here. Yay.
Cool. Cool. So now, I guess this question for each of you is, when did you guys first pick up your instruments, and when did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
I was raised around rock and roll, but I had a bass for a long time. I fiddled with it, but it wasn't until I tried to go to college the first time and decided it wasn't right for me that I decided that I wanted to play music, you know, full time, which is pretty much what I do now. But the original band is my focus. Sucker is my original band. So I don't know. It took me a long time to get everybody together. How many years? Yeah. I've been playing for 5 years, but Sucker has been together since the end of 2009. But we haven't been playing shows for that long. Take it, please.
Okay. Well, I know. Let me speak for Jansen. When I say, and I'm not even going to use the fake joke voice that I told him I was going to use because it's kind of racist. So,
oh my God.
Let me just speak for Jansen and say Jansen's been playing the guitar for over 20 years, and he's a very talented guitarist. He listens to a lot of things. He plays the violin too. That's a more recent thing.
It's an electric violin. Too.
Yeah, an electric violin.
Very fancy.
Yeah. Sometime between 10 years ago and now, Hillbilly's got electricity, and all of a sudden, there's electric violins and everything.
It's all over.
Yeah. Jansen's all over new things that Hillbillies create, like daughters and and Jansen also plays the keyboard very well. He's been doing that for about probably more than between 5 and 7 years now, because that's how long I've known Jansen for 15 years now. So that's about I would say about 5 to 7 years ago he started playing the keyboard. He's really good at that too.
But he plays guitar in Sucker. He's our only guitar man, actually.
Yeah.
He plays
very talented.
He is very talented.
And I play the drums. I'm Tim, and I started playing the drums when I was in first grade. I got my pencils taken away from me because I kept banging them off the desk and breaking the lead inside of them, but annoying the other students around me as well. So I started playing around then, and then like most of the people around here, I was raised in a church, so I actually was able to play the drums in a church band for a little while, which taught me nothing. And then when I moved on to real life in around like the mid '90s or so, I got involved with a bunch of friends of mine, and that was about 1998. And since then, I've been playing the drums now since I was 12. Was the first time I got a drum set, so that's 20 years ago. But around here in bands and stuff, I'd say for about 15 years I've been playing around.
Cool. So now, how about the first song you guys can remember learning to play?
First song?
It's that easy. The first song that wasn't a Christian song, the first song I knew how to play was a song that was stolen by the Christian people that was based on Louie Louie, but it was actually called Pharaoh Pharaoh. And it was letting all of the Jews out of Egypt, which, whatever. That probably never happened, but I don't think the guys that wrote Louie Louie knew a guy named Louie either. So it doesn't really matter. It was in the same vein. But my first, real song that I ever learned how to play was probably Gish by the Smashing Pumpkins, and I'm sorry that that's what it was. But that's probably what it was. Probably either Gish by the Smashing Pumpkins or one of the first off of Nirvana, Bleach. Pretty much pick any song off of that album. That was the first thing I ever played too. So
Cool.
I'm pretty sure the first one that I ever learned all the way through was a Pat Benatar song, but I really couldn't tell you which one it was. I actually cover a few of those now. But for the first actual gig that I was going to play, I think the first song that I played was Don't You Forget About Me, the song from the Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
It's my roommate Lawrence. It's the bane of her existence. Her boyfriend likes to play that song for her all the time just because he knows how much she hates it. So sometimes when we get drunk at my house and I have the guitar out, they're just like, oh, why don't you play that song? Just to annoy her. So somebody makes me remember, I can still play it.
Cool, cool. So now, who would you say your musical influences are?
Well, Jansen's is Nintendo. I can say that for sure.
And a lot of melodic, like Finnish metal and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I like a lot of hair metal, believe it or not. I have a Paul Stanley bust shrine to Kiss in my room still to this day that I've kept since I'm like 11 years old. Kiss has been a big influence, Motley Crue, all that 80s stuff I love so much. It's so upbeat, and it's just about having a good time, you know?
Cool.
And I got most of my influences for the drums. Not that it's very important because you can't really tell. But I got most of that stuff from like the earlier years of playing and listening to a lot of. I was one of those schmucky kids that like jumped onto the Nirvana and grunge rock bandwagon. So I tried.
The stuff that killed my favorite music.
Yeah, right.
All that stuff. I dressed like a lesbian for 5 years. But that doesn't really shine through anymore. What really, I mean, for me anyway, like I listen to a lot of like metal and stuff, and I think that's an influence, especially for drums, because it's a lot more of a technical thing to listen to like metal and stuff like that, and that's always kind of been what I pride myself on is like my technical ability and the ability of the people that I play with is generally like above standard. So that's I'd say that's my main influences are just like bands like Cryptopsy and Nile and stuff. Maybe not Nile so much, but a little bit.
Which is interesting because we all have such different influences, but they all come together to make what you just heard. So.
Great. Yeah, very cool. So now, when you guys aren't writing, rehearsing, playing out, what do you do for a day off? What do you guys enjoy doing?
I like the summer. I wait all winter long for it. I like to go to the beach. I like to travel. We like to have after parties, after shows and stuff, and get drunk and have a good time. And we're also really big science nerds, all three of us. So you wouldn't know it from what we play, but we definitely like science.
Cool.
In my off time, I read a lot, and I have a gigantic collection of movies that I can dip into whenever I want to. But I also spend like a lot of time writing a lot of stuff, and I was recently not in the Skeptic magazine, but I was on their website with a featured article, which is pretty awesome.
Cool.
And I like horror movies too. So
Yeah, all of us like horror movies.
Yeah, we like horror movies and science.
Cool. Now, are you guys old school horror flicks or new school?
Old school.
Yeah.
Cool.
All the way.
Yeah. Very cool.
I've been surprised recently, though. Sometimes, I've seen newer horror movies in the last, 4 years or so that are actually, they're actually passable. Like, they're good.
Some of them, yeah, they'll surprise you. My friend Justin he's really good. He recommends a lot of really good movies to me. So whenever he says, watch a movie, I believe him, and I do.
Cool. So now, what's the most rock star thing that's happened to you guys?
In this band or ever?
Ever.
Ever. Awesome. You can go first.
I don't know.
Pretty great.
Nick, why don't you go ahead? Because I have to think about this for a minute.
All right, I had one time in my life, I'm still pretty lucky, but I considered myself pretty lucky at the time because I was in a fairly successful local band and we were having a good time. And I went to a party. Well, we kind of threw a party at our apartment in West Side, and I was upstairs with a young lady that was there, and she decided that we should get to know each other in the biblical sense. And I threw a bunch of books at her, and she said no, not quite what she thought. So then we had some sex, and I'm not a shy guy when I take my clothes off because it's great to be naked. So I just kind of I went down. I knew everybody else was asleep, so I went downstairs and I hung out in the living room. And I didn't know that this girl's little sister was in the living room.
Oh.
I got downstairs and I sat down on the couch and I was like, oh shit, it's not a pile of covers. So I kind of tried to cover up. And she woke up and we talked for a little while. And to make a long story short, after really not trying to get anything at all accomplished, after about 45 minutes, she decided to give me a blowjob. And I know that I didn't go to the bathroom and wash myself off. She definitely sucked the pussy juices of her sister. Like it. And that, I mean, there are a lot of things with drugs that I've seen, and girls dancing, and my friends, you know, throwing beer or, you know, urine even at them. It's pretty fucking pimp. But I'm going to go with the sister. I'm going to go with and they're years apart too. It's not like they're twins and everybody asks them to kiss or something all the time. They're like a couple of years of like big sister and little sister, and I happened to get the little sister second. So it was very, very, very like Phil Collins kind of circle of life thing.
Well, now I got nothing.
Sorry.
You win.
I don't know about Jansen. I'm going to say that the most rocking thing that ever happened to Jansen was he woke up one day in a bed full of women and didn't know how he got there.
He pulled a Paul Stanley.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the truth, but all right.
It sounds good.
We'll just say that's what happened. And we'll say that's for me, too. That's my most rocking story.
Waking up in a bed full of women?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Whatever.
Oh, shit. So now, what's the least rock star thing, or do you have any Spinal Tap moments you want to talk about?
Well, every year I go to a Motley Crue concert, and every year I get really wasted, and I decide that I want to try to jump the fence to get backstage, to no avail, of course. Well, the one year I was really loaded, and I got up to the fence, and two of my friends were actually back there because they knew someone that was working security, but that was like maximum capacity. I couldn't get back there at all. So I looked at the fence, and my friend Lauren was like, well, are you going to jump it or what? And she put her hand out, and she let me use her hand as a step to get over the fence. So I jump over the fence because I'm wasted, and I don't care about landing at all. So I belly flop over the fence, but I didn't land on just gravel. I landed feet-first onto a fucking bicycle. And I was going to the beach the next day, so the entire right side of my body was bruised from top to bottom. It looked like someone was beating me. It was so bad. That is totally my most un-rock star moment ever. It was good. Luckily, I was too drunk to feel the pain until the next day. And I managed to get backstage for like a fleeting 5 minutes, and my friend Lauren, who helped me over the stage, just walked around the fence, and she ended up meeting Cece DeVille, and I didn't. So that's bullshit, right? That's some serious bullshit.
Yep. I'd say...
What's Jansen's most un-rock star moment?
Oh, Jansen's most un-rock star moment? I would say that was the time he dressed up in a pink tutu with tights and braids in his hair to show up at a show and went to the wrong address. I'm sure that's not even true, but whatever.
We're going to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Poor Jansen.
He can't speak for himself, so we're just going to say whatever the hell we want.
Who said slavery is dead?
That's a joke that everybody... Yeah, whenever I ask the band to do something, God forbid, they start to sing the Candy Slave Driving song at me all the time. So, yeah, that's wonderful.
I would say my most Spinal Tap like moment was I drove into New York City to play a show at the Pussycat Lounge, which was a mistake because it's a strip club, and we weren't where the strippers were. We were upstairs where nobody was, because you don't put a live band with strippers wherever that was by 14th Street, and for some reason right there, no. So I went to that place, and it turns out that the band that we were with, their manager had gotten into a car accident like a week before and never put up any flyers or like gotten to plan out any pranks or anything because he was in the hospital. Likely excuse. So I showed up there, and I was with my whole band. We actually drove there in a Lincoln Continental, and the dumb schmucks in my band actually thought that I was so popular that people were waving to me. They were like, we just drive down, and people would wave at my car, and I'd wave back to them, and they're like, dude, you know a lot of people in New York. And I didn't have the heart to tell them, like, no, it's a gypsy cab. I'm driving a gypsy cab full of musicians, so I mean, it could be. But I got to the Pussycat Lounge. There's nobody there. There's only the other band that we're playing with, so we played to them and a bartender. And I went downstairs to have a drink and look at some of the dancers. And one of the dancers, and I'll never forget this in my life because it was amazing. She's wearing like a little like tie on the side, kind of underpants things for her panties. And she had unhooked her bra and she was dancing around. And she laid on her back and kind of like she was on drugs or something. She was kind of like trying to ride a bicycle upside down. Like she's just doing a bad job of being a dancer. But I noticed that there was something weird about her, like about her panties. For some reason, I just latched onto it, and I realized it was because they were white and they had a shadow that didn't move.
Oh.
And I realized she had a skid mark.
Oh.
Shit! And this is the same place where, like, not 10 minutes later, a girl came over and wanted to do a lap dance for me and moved her panties aside and slimed my jeans. Not my jeans. Yeah, my cargo pants. Slimed my
Snail
pants.
trail!
He's left like a 5-inch snail trail on my leg. I gave her $10 to leave me alone.
Yeah, go away. You get tested the next day.
He was Russian, too. It was like, you want sexy dance? You're an American boy. You like sexy dance and not sexy woman, right? I'm like, oh, Jesus. No, Ivan, no. Ivan? Oh. Yeah, and that's probably the least, like, boring showing up at shows and then leaving because nobody was there because somebody died or something. Like that, boring things like that, that's probably the least metal or rockin' moment I ever had.
I know every time we're on our way to a stage, like whatever band that I'm with a few right now. Circus is my only original project, but I'm with a tribute band that actually plays like everywhere. We're always worried that we're going to have a Spinal Tap moment and not make it to the stage in time, but so far it's worked out. But I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know.
Yes, please.
The whole time we just make jokes about it. So.
And if there's any more skid mark stories, tell them.
We'll let you know. Hopefully I don't encounter anybody. But, I'm sure Tim will.
Oh, shit. Well, the next song I want to play is Can't Say No. What can you tell us about that?
Can't Say No is about...
A maniac in a dildo factory.
Yeah! No, Can't Say No is just about wanting to fuck somebody and fucking them, even though you know it's bad for you. But you do it anyway, because you just can't resist.
Not like AIDS bad, though.
Not like AIDS bad, but, just not good for your life circumstances.
All right. Check this out, addicts. Can't Say No from Sucker. We'll be right back.
Baby,
All right, addicts, welcome back with Sucker. How's it going, gang?
We're going somewhere. Not sure where. In a fucking handbasket.
So now, here's a question for each of you. Would you say you guys have evolved as musicians since you first started playing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember when I first started playing, I was like a deer in headlights every time I went on stage. I had no idea what I was doing. Luckily, I did it away from home, so I had a lot of time to learn before I came back and made a fool of myself. So, yeah, absolutely. I've gotten to be a better bassist. I was mostly a singer before I was a bassist, and now it's kind of flip-flopped. The basses, if I had to lose something, I would rather lose my voice than my fingers, because the basses, I wouldn't want to give that up at all.
You have a better stage presence, too.
Oh, my God, yeah. Like I said, I was a deer in headlights. But, yeah, you learn, as time goes on and you have more experience on stage. And I've been with a lot of bands, and I currently am, with Sucker and a few other bands, and I learn every time. So, definitely evolved. Definitely less shy.
Cool.
I'd say, for me, first off, for Jansen, I think it's easier for Jansen to take off his shirt at shows now because he realized that, not all girls are happy with the way that their chests look either. But that doesn't stop them. So he doesn't. I understand him not wanting the same limitations as them. I give him credit for being more of a free spirit.
That's right. Jansen loves nudity.
Yeah.
So he fits right in.
Well, we all love it.
We all love nudity.
Honest.
We did our last interview with Tim had his pants down for half of it. I didn't notice until like 3/4 through. I looked down and was like, oh shit, man, your penis is hanging out.
Oh, your penis was out. I didn't even notice.
I wasn't looking. I'm sorry, Tim. I don't spend all day looking at your junk,
Listen, we're not all as lucky as to be me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I would say for me, I kind of cheated with my very first band because we were okay, but it was just me and my friend, and we were kind of trying something different because we had practiced with another guitarist, and he quit the band, and then we decided to do our show anyway, and we played a bunch of open mics, which was awesome because at the time we played a lot of places where open mic meant poetry night. So when you're the only guys bringing musical instruments and doing something, and everybody else is just my heart, I put on the cloak of darkness and my own despair. And, you have 10 girls with black nail polish and black lipstick reading that, and then us, we're going to get a reaction. So I never really had the chance to bomb until later on when I was, happier about being, when I was more used to it. And it was like, all right, well, you guys probably hate us anyway, but here's our next song.
Listen to it. You're going to like it, bitches.
Yeah. Let's go have a cigarette or stay until sleep. But, I would say, as far as playing is concerned, I mean, with time, everybody gets, more technical and stuff. But I just say that, I personally learned how to find the groove of a song better. And it's not always about adding as much as I can, as much as it is helping to accent the other sounds that are put down there by everybody else. Because my primary job is just to keep the tempo and keep the beat steady. But the other thing that I have to do is accent what everybody else does. So we do a lot of things together. Like a lot of our fills are the same on the drums as they sound essentially on a guitar. And we follow each other a lot, and everything sounds very well put together. And I think that that's what I've learned over time is just how to help put music together better.
Cool, very cool. So now, what advice would you guys have for bands just starting out?
Just get out there. Don't be shy. You're gonna suck the first time, but who gives a shit? Because you're not gonna learn anything unless you get out there and actually play in front of people. You can spend all your life in a basement and not get anywhere. Because, that's what we do in PA. We have basement bands. We don't have garage bands. You just have to get out there, and because there's nothing like playing in front of people. It's a completely different experience, and you learn as you go. every time, and you feed off the reaction from the people. So.
And it doesn't even have to be like writing songs together to begin with. I mean, like to start out with, what I did a lot with the people in earlier bands is like we'd all go somewhere and we just kind of bring our instruments and jam out like together wherever we could, and we'd go to parties and jam out in front of people, and it wasn't like, it wasn't tedious and everything, because usually if you're trying to start a band, you're young, and younger people are more willing to sit and listen to three dudes dick around on, whatever, or three people dick around on just the instruments and try to create something, but just jam out in front of people and not so much get used to performing, but just get used to being the center of attention.
Yeah, anytime you have an opportunity to play in front of people, take it, absolutely. Don't be afraid, just get out there, call around, try to hop on spots with other bands, call other bands, do what you got to do. And eventually, in time, you will definitely get better and you'll be more confident. It's just like with everything, You're weary at first, but as time goes on, you get more confident.
Cool. So now, who's the biggest prankster in the band?
Prankster?
You?
I'm not a prankster though. Like I crack the most jokes.
Yeah, Tim's the biggest ball buster in the band.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a serious one. I'm always like, oh my god, guys, we gotta fucking do this like right now. Oh shit! I'm always freaking out, pulling my hair out, And these guys, they try to keep me down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, I try to make a lot of jokes to make everybody not so stressed out.
He tries to diffuse the situation.
Yeah, Jason's very even. Jansen's actually very even-tempered. He's probably the most even-tempered of the three of us.
Yeah, I can't believe either of these guys put up with me because I'm just I'm a mess all the time.
That's good though, because like you're the angriest and most like aggressive, I would say, and then Jansen's the nice even middle ground.
That's why they sing the Slave Driver song at me all the time. I'm always back and like, all right, guys, we got to get fucking serious. We're on a time frame here. Let's go.
Yeah. And I would say I'm kind of more of the like trying to be happy and laughing and stuff all the time.
But Tim is definitely the first one to pull his pants down, so we'll go with him as the prankster.
Yeah, I'll go with prankster because I like to take my clothes off.
We all do. Tim's always the first one.
Yeah. Problem is, every time I do it, they think it's a joke.
Yeah, he's the first one naked and the first one clothed.
Yeah. I'm the cop ninja.
Oh, shit.
Take his pants off just so he can get all the ladies in the room to take their shirts off.
And then I put my pants back down because my job is done.
But the shirts are still off, so whatever. His job is done.
So,
yeah, we have a lot of naked parties after the shows,
Hey, nothing wrong with naked, right?
It only fits.
It's great to see a house full of people and just kind of squirrel away in a small room and everybody take their clothes off and just hang out.
That's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Literally hang out, yeah.
You can't come in unless you're willing to pay the toll, leaving your clothes on the couch.
Let me see your tits!
Andy always does that, actually.
I do. I'm very straight, but I do love boobies. We do.
Yes.
Very rock and roll.
Oh, shit. So now, are you guys on a label? Are you looking for one?
I don't know if looking for a label is the best thing to do. It's more so you have to give someone something to want to manage. So what we're doing right now is just trying to expand our fan base as much as we can. So once we release the CD and do what we got to do, we're going to start trying to break out of the area and try to get more people interested in what it is that we're doing, which is just having a good fucking time. But,
Cool.
So we want a label, but not a local label or anything. As much as like local labels do get a lot done for you, but I think it'd be better to kind of go into a East Coast kind of let's go from here to Florida all the time.
It's a lot easier now, it seems, for people to do things independently. You don't necessarily need a label to back you. They want you to do a lot more things on your own, so you can get a fan base and organize a tour and everything on your own. So we're gonna go for that and just see what happens after the fact. We don't want to sit around and wait, with our dick in our hands,
Yeah.
wait for somebody to come and say, "Here, it's time for you to go." We're just gonna go and see what happens.
Cool. So now, what would you say is the ultimate goal for the band?
To get as far as we can can. To play to as many people as we possibly can, to get as many people interested in what we're doing. Whatever will happen, will happen. We're not going to sit around and wait for things to happen to us. We're going to grab it by the balls and see what we can do.
Cool.
Well, we're going to have fun and play our instruments for a long time together.
Yeah, that's the point. You know, you don't have to stop, you know, just because, whatever.
Right.
It's a day. I'm drunk. I'll try it.
So, let's talk about the CD release party. When's that coming up?
The CD release party is March 15th. It's at Diane's Deli in Pittston, Pennsylvania. There's no cover. The music starts at 8. We go on from 10 to 11, and then we're going to cut it at midnight so that we can all just have a good time and party. Like, a lot of times, you know, we'll have the show go until 2, and then after that, everybody packs up and goes home. So we don't really have an opportunity to just hang out and have a good time with everybody that comes out to see the band. So we want to end the music a little bit early so we can all get drunk, like, at the bar and everything. And I'm sure, as always, there'll be the string of people that follow me back to my house. And then we will have the naked parties that we were talking about before, I'm sure. But I don't think Diane's Deli would approve of that too much. So we'll wait until after 2 for the boobs to come out.
This is the nicest staff and one of the nicest bouncers I've ever met in a club.
Yeah, we wanted to do it in Pittston because we have a fan base in Scranton and in Wilkes-Barre, so that's the halfway point.
Right,
so hopefully everybody comes out and has a good time. That's the whole point. We got a lot of bands coming out to help us out with the show. We have 3 Degrees from Wilkes-Barre, we have the Curse of Sorrow, and we have Present the Awesomes. They're going to close the show. They've been playing shows with Sucker for as long as Sucker's been playing, so we love getting drunk and rocking out to those guys.
Cool. So you got any other upcoming shows?
Yeah, we have a few benefits that we're playing. After the CD release show, we have a show April 5th at the Irish Wolf Pub in Scranton. We have a show May 25th at the New Penny in Scranton. I know we have some shows coming up in July in Scranton, pretty much. But after that, we're going to start trying to branch out of the area. We will play once a month locally, but we're going to start trying to gig swap and everything and try to increase our fan base.
Cool.
We might play May 10th. Or is that,
Oh, yeah, we're going to play an Austin benefit May 10th. We'll be the first band to play because I have another gig that night. I got to play that and then run off to another one. Yeah. But that's the Austin benefit that's always put on at the Wolf Pub every year that we play. So
very cool.
There's a few.
Cool.
We're going to do the Street Cats, the New Penny. There's another one that someone is putting together. We have actually a few benefits that we're going to play in May. So be cool.
We got a listener asking if you play the Bethlehem area.
No, but we're willing.
Yeah,
so if anybody has any information, they can get in touch with us on Facebook.
We're looking for other bands that we can book shows with and swap shows.
Yeah.
That's really what we're trying to do now is get other bands in other areas. Because I used to play in Bethlehem a lot more, but that was a few years ago. And honestly, the 2 bands that I knew aren't even together anymore. It was like Man vs. Machine was one of the bands that used to play in Bethlehem and Allentown all the time. We played with them. Years ago I played with them, but most of those people.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll go anywhere. We don't mind traveling, and we like to play. So
cool.
Anywhere and everywhere. If they're willing to have us, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Cool. So where can the listeners find Sucker?
You can go to our website to find any regular information that you might want to find. Our gig schedule, our bio, our pictures, everything is up on our website. It's suckerrock.com. There is no www. And then if you want to download the newest CD, it is at cdbaby.com/cd/sucker12. And that's where you can get the CD that we're going to release on May 15th.
Very cool, very cool. Well, the last song I want to play tonight is definitely my favorite Sucker song, All I Know. What can you tell us about the tune?
That's our sing-along song. That is the most serious I've ever gotten in any song that we do at all. But everybody seems to like it. Everybody knows the words. So that's the one that I always ask the crowd to sing along with me if they've heard it before. It's a good time.
Cool. All right, Tim, Candy, I want to thank you for calling in tonight and hanging out with me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thank you.
All right, you stay on the line for 1 second. Addicts, check this out. This is Sucker with All I Know.